We scored from a set piece. Finally, I thought I'd never see the day, but today was the day that we scored not only one, but two set piece goals, even though one was disallowed, but we're going to talk about that later. One of the biggest takeaways for me personally from this game, and this might be obvious to a lot of people, was that Allegri has a very deliberate game plan that he is going to continue, hopefully, throughout the season. And to be fair to Allegri, he did tell us before the season what he was going to do, but I just never took the time to actually listen and internalize. I was just like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll see. But now I actually see this possession-based game, a lot of passes, looking for opportunities, patient build-up, compact defense. I see it. The game started relatively well. We had possession. We had a lot of passes. And immediately in the 4th minute, we scored our first set-piece goal of the season, which feels like a lifetime, but it was really only this season. Modric taking the corner onto the head of Gabbia into the corner. Beautiful. I was so happy. I thought I'd never see the day, but today was the day. The only problem is that according to VAR, Gabbia pushed the defender, but after a few replays, I was like, it's kind of a soft push, so I don't know if you would need to disallow a goal because of that. And for some reason, after that, the game died. Nothing happened for the rest of the first half. The game was here. I had my phone in my hand playing Gardenscapes or, whatever those ads are these days. So I was just not paying attention because there was nothing going on. It was so boring. Nobody did anything. We had possession, but we didn't really do anything with it. So seemingly, we are able to get the ball to the opposition box, but when we get there, we run out of ideas. Nobody knows what to do. And that's what happened today, and it was kind of sad. But luckily, Lecce was not so inspired. They were not as inspired as Cremonese to actually get something out of this game. So we weren't in a whole lot of danger, I want to say, today. But we didn't look good. After the first half, after the snooze fest of the first half, I was kind of concerned. This match, in my opinion, was Fofana and Loftus-Cheek's last chance to show that they can actually do something, because we have other midfielders now that can come in. Ricci was once again not in the starting lineup, but Modric was. They kind of have similar positions, so maybe that explains it. But it's kind of sad that Fofana and Loftus-Cheek have to start, because that duo, I don't think, does the best job at what we need to do. And today, Fofana was not really present, honestly. And Loftus-Cheek was present, but he just wasn't good. And this kind of nothing play went on until the 60th minute, when finally there was a very inspired moment out of nothing, honestly, because it resembled nothing of the past 60, 59 minutes, whatever, 58. Salamaker's got the ball around the box, and he made this beautiful pass. This required a lot of vision into Jimenez, who took a beautiful touch to just separate from the defenders, and he just passed it into the net, correcting his earlier mistake in the first half when he just, he was on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, and he just completely missed a goal for some reason. But not this time. It was beautiful. But then VAR, the freaking VAR again, I think that might have been a toenail offside. And to be fair, yes, according to the rules, it was offside, so the goal needed to be overturned. But that was the most beautiful moment in the game that needed to be a goal. But alas, it wasn't. So we just kept on going. But luckily, maybe that moment changed something, because in the 66th minute, we actually scored. And it was a set piece again. And it was the set piece that counted. And I was so happy, because maybe people saw what needed to be done to be more effective from the set pieces if we cannot rely on our strikers to score. And it happened. Modric delivered the free kick. He's just great. He just put the ball on Loftus-Cheek's head, and out of nothing, because he was just garbage for the whole game, he just kind of shimmied the ball into the back of the net. The dam broke. The dam broke. It was just one goal, and we won 2-0. So it's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but just allow it. Just allow it. And that was 1-0, and I thought that was going to be it, because really the gameplay didn't suggest that we were going to score too many goals. And I'm starting to understand that that will never be the goal, pun intended, to score too many goals. We just need to score 1 or 2 to secure the win. That's how it's going to look like for the rest of the season. And we just have to be okay with that. We just have to prepare for that, and we have to be okay with that. Now, there's a few players coming in. Who knows? But I don't think the game plan is going to change. And I'm okay with that. It gets us the win. It got us the win 2 times. And I'm starting to think that the Cremonese game was just an outlier because the defense was just completely all over the place. And maybe they're not the best players to begin with. So, it's not like we didn't sign anyone to be better. But for some reason, we're just not using them. Don't ask me why, but I'm not the coach. I don't know what's going on, so we just have to accept it, I guess. Or not. I don't know. But today it worked. We did what we needed to do. And in the 86th minute, Pulisic, he came on. Apparently he was a little injured, but he came on. Milan just hoofed it up the field, and then it dropped, and the first Lecce defender missed it, and then Pulisic was there, and he kind of anticipated like he normally does, and he was able to take that touch to just get in between the defenders, and then very classy finish, left foot. Was it us? Yes, partly. Was it Lecce? Yes, as well, because their defense just didn't really perform the way that they had drawn it up in that moment. But it was a beautiful goal. We won a game, and that's important. And I really think that's what we're going to see for the rest of this season. Just winning games 1-0, 2-0. Obviously, we're going to draw games and we're going to lose games. And to be fair, I'm a little concerned because these were just games that we needed to win. Bari, Cremonese, Lecce. These are 3 teams that we absolutely needed to beat. And we were only able to do it twice. But I'm a little concerned against the Napolis, the Inters, even a Fiorentina. I'm kind of concerned how effective this gameplay is going to be against those teams. But today, this was enough. We won the game. We did not allow a goal. So we can go into the weekend happy and build on this consistency in gameplay that we displayed while tweaking the mistakes and making the attack more potent. Hopefully with the new signing, it's going to be possible. And honestly, I'm not too worried right now. All right, so what was the biggest positive in this game? It's obvious. We scored a set piece. We scored 2 set pieces, and one of them counted, actually. So that's great. I think that's the biggest positive because we need to know that we're able to do it. Now, another big positive was that little Salamakers Jimenez play into each other, but I can't really highlight that because it was an offside goal, but it was a really nice moment to remind us that we're actually AC Milan and we should be able to make those plays. We should be able to score. It just wasn't to be. And what was the biggest disappointment? For me, it was that the attackers that we have just cannot score a goal. Pulisic scored, but he's not really a striker. He's like a winger type, attacking midfielder type player. He was in that attacking position, but I actually want to see more of these well-crafted attacks that result in goals. But maybe this season is not going to be about that. So I don't know. I just want to finish in the top 4. Maybe that's what we need to settle in for. We need to reset expectations and just be like, we're not going to be amazing this season, but we're going to get the top 4 that we need. Maybe a cup run. Now, player of the match for me is a little tricky today because I didn't see one outstanding performance. I did see a few. Modric was obviously his usual self with the passing, with the vision, with the leadership. There was Salamakers bringing his usual industrious self. There was obviously the 2 goals, Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic. But I don't know if one was miles above the rest. So I guess for the assist, for his continuous leadership and being that anchor on the field, I will give the player of the match award to Modric. Now, who was your player of the match? Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Do you think my assessment of the game is accurate or do you think I'm completely off my rocker? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments because I would love to have one of those healthy, intelligent, civil debates. Those are the ones that keep me going. But for now, that's it from me. Good win today. Forza. See you next week. Ciao.